In this video, I want to continue looking at modules that look at the voice and how to fix and repair them. So we're going to be taking a look at the voice denoise. Now I'm actually going to be using the same audio sample that I used for the dehum, because you can also use this to remove any low hum noises that are present in a voice. So just to remind you, here is the audio sample. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly be from a grounding issue. Now going over the parameters that are available on this plugin. First, like you've seen with other modules, you'll learn the noise floor. So I'm going to select a bit of the audio in the beginning here that has got some of the noise, and I'm going to click learn. So what this does now is it creates a noise profile. So you can see this graph over here. This gray line is the audio, and then this is the threshold that is determining the noise profile, and then you can determine how to reduce it. So you can see if I drop this threshold, it's dropping that noise profile line that's been created. I can increase it again, and then the reduction determines how hard it's going to reduce the audio at that threshold. So it's just starting at a low rate and then increasing it. And obviously, like you've seen with other videos, doing multiple passes of the audio and rendering them out will get you better results. You can optimize it for dialogue, but you can also use it for music. But in this video, we're going to focus in on dialogue. And with the filter type, we're going to keep it at surgical. I'm going to select some audio, and then I'm going to preview it. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly... Already it's done a great result. So I'm going to pull down this reduction and preview it again. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly... And increase it slightly and preview it again. This is an example of some hum in the audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all that audio and render it out. Then I'm going to learn it again to create a different noise profile. Make another selection and preview it. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly be this. Select it all again, render it, and then do one more noise profile learning. This time, maybe pull the threshold down slightly and increase that reduction. This is an example of some hum in the audio. So taking a listen back from the initial state, this is what we had. This is an example of some hum in the audio. Then going through to this last state where we've done 3 different renders of the voice denoise. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly be from a grounding issue. So there's a very big change there. It's definitely removed the noise, but I do find that on some of the initial attacks on the audio, it's created too much artifacts. So I'm going to jump back to the second state and take a listen. This is an example of some hum in the audio. That's sounding good there. Now let's talk about adaptive. So with the current mode, we're selecting a noise profile and learning it. If the noise is always staying the same, then it's good to learn it this way. But maybe you've got some noise that's constantly changing throughout the audio, or you don't have a bit of noise to select to learn. Then you can use adaptive mode. So I'm going to go back to the initial state, and I'm going to click adaptive. Now watch as I preview how that noise profile is going to change and adapt while the audio plays back. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly be from a grounding issue. Increase the reduction. This is an example of some hum in the audio, which could possibly be from a grounding issue. So that works really well actually. So instead of having to find a bit of audio and then clicking the learn, you can just use adaptive mode. Now if you do have some audio where the noise is changing throughout it, and you do have a little bit of a runner-up, it does work better for the adaptive mode to learn that noise and then going into the audio. Just one more thing, if I go back to the other mode, out of adaptive mode, you can see if I just learn the profile, it creates that noise profile, and these node points you can actually move. maybe you don't want the threshold to be so high on this first one. Then I can bring it down. This is an example of, or maybe even increase it and increase some of the other nodes as well. Maybe you just want to slightly tweak that noise profile. This is an example of some hum in the audio, so that's really how to use this voice denoise on audio where there's a bit of noise and you want to see how much of it you can remove. Maybe you've used some of these other voice noise modules and they're not quite doing the job, then definitely try out the voice denoise. And like I said, doing multiple runs at lower reduction rates will probably get you the best results. Now, as mentioned, this also works with music. Now let's take a look at a song with some vocals in the music and some noise in the background and see how this works. Now I want to show you how powerful this module is, not just with dialogue, but with music. So I've got a song here with a full band mix. I've set it to music for the optimization setting. Then I'm going to turn on adaptive mode. If I play back the beginning, I've actually added some white noise into this mix, so it's quite noisy. Take a listen here. Now let's see how much of this voice denoise can remove that noise in this mix. I'm going to preview it. I'm going to leave the filter type set to surgical. Then I'm going to increase this reduction and then bypass between the module removing the noise and then before. So here we go. Before. So it's quite noisy. Now add in the module. Push the reduction even more. Before. So really quite powerful. So you've seen how you can use it with a voice and removing the noise. Plus you could even use it in a full mix where you've got it set to adaptive mode. So it's learning the noise as it goes through the song and the playback. And you can even reduce noise that's maybe not associated with voice. That's what I find very powerful with this module. But obviously, the benefits of it are using it on a voice to remove noise in the background and clear up the signal. That's that for this module. Let's catch you in the next video.